perfect time for you to burn the bridge to self-forgiveness. Now's the chance, take a stand, stay your hand before you cast another vote for corporate interest. Another vote that chokes your hopes of owning your own home or opening a business. They love to say their hands were tied, the stars just weren't aligned for them to get their votes in line to see their promises delivered. But they killed it in an instant. Bills don't die by accident, they're all assassinated on behalf of the congressionally kismet. By some lobbyists who see themselves as agents of clandestine fate, not fences in a prison. Dealing in the stolen goods of sleeping slaves and trading on the futures of their children. Betting on a spread of daily dead where every grave's creating profit by the millions. For some fascists lurking in the wings and all of their affiliates. And every Etna demigod our senators conduct their darkest dealings with. It really gets impossible to document or fingerprint, cause it isn't just a pattern of corruption, it's the very fabric making up the structure of the system that we're living in. So dash your hopes and down a margarita goes. You box the shadows, take a little nap, and then you get back in and swing again. But if the margarita made you sick, you probably wouldn't take a drink again. So if you're voting either party, honey, think again. I recommend you steel your nerves and never serve an officer, a president, a despot, or a king again. And mark my words, the day will come where we will rise and sing again. And if voting makes you sick, well, no one's forcing you to drink again.
I didn't have to wait for long, I never had to change a song. I just sing it like a raised alarm, smile when you say I'm wrong. I can't even fade the song, can't fake while you play the charms. And I don't know the page we're on, but this is where you say you're wrong.
This is where you finally admit you weren't ignorant. You boldly voted Joe like an informed and blissful idiot. You chose to blur the parts of Biden you don't find the prettiest. Now you choose uplifting news and filter out the grittiest. But the truth is something coarse enough that even when it's hidden, it's apparent when you feel it on your fingertips. I know it's hard to deal with from a distance, and up close the truth is hideous. But there's just no getting rid of it. You've gotta let it in or it just worries at your skin in every moment, loud or intimate. But shake it off, for fuck's sakes. You don't have to celebrate or be so proud of progress by imaginary increments. You don't have to heap such constant praise on fucking villains, like they're stillborn promises or honestly just isolated incidents, and not the product of the principle of privilege. Not intentional eugenics just by any other synonym, covered up with desperate clusterfucks of rosy images, labeled plain by any other name except for what the fucking image is. So once you stare the page down enough, you'll spot the difference. That one is red and one is blue, and that's the only truth, because neither one delivers on that promise of deliverance. One is red and one is blue, and that's the only difference. And the rest are isolated and imaginary incidents. One is red, one is blue, and that's the only difference.
I didn't have to wait for long, I never had to change a song. I just sing it like a raised alarm, smile when you say I'm wrong. I can't even fade the song, can't fake while you play the charms. And I don't know the page we're on, but this is where you say you're wrong.
I guess this isn't such an awful place. Is that what you want me to say? You prove it's possible to sleep for days and to still think you're right here awake. The cost of living isn't much to make, but God, it's so hard to save. And when they told you everything was safe, were you safe? Were you safe? Were you safe? safe. I guess this isn't such an awful place. Is that what you want me to say? You prove it's possible to sleep for days, and I still think you're right here awake. The cost of living isn't much to make, but God, it's so hard to say. And when they told you everything was safe, were you safe? Were you safe? Were you safe?
Fresh off the mass is the brand new cancerous growth who has come here to vie for your vote. Come here to cry at the camps and to mourn at the shore for the bodies that float by the wreck of an immigrant boat. Then it's back to their luxury home, couple security booths and a moat. Couple cigars, little escargot, little booze and a soak. Just breathe in the steam and the smoke. Pink salt, lavender, candles are low. Shit, when you do what you do, gotta lighten the load. And he got a life of his own that's a sight to behold. And it's a lot to control, to decipher the code or to siphon the soul. The cost of a good night's sleep for the working elite is a bargain, no matter the toll. Worth any wager, and that comes straight from the mouth of the means to the goal that will swallow us whole. Ripe for the picking if you don't mind mold, and you know I don't. Maybe we're pleasantly prone, maybe we're taking a licking, compliantly ticking and ticking and ticking, but never explode. No, I don't deliver the prettiest image, but damn if it isn't an accurate vision of natural fission, of rage at the system and abject heartbreak, patiently waiting for any who will listen. That little blue bird who was watching your words is a federal carrier pigeon, a Langley first. It's a patient observer who hears what it wants and is trained for the worst. Oh, you got nothing to hide. They'll be the ones to decide that after they root through your purse, after they read all your texts, after they raid your apartment, confiscate all of its contents, then conjure up evidence out of the air on a wing and a prayer and malicious intelligence nonsense. Any presumption of innocence long since gone, right along with your comforts and constants. Historically first they will come for the communists. So why in the fuck would I say I'm a communist? Well, it might be I love my community more than the monsters of opulence who are holding us hostage, who are vomiting promises. Might be I'm all done seeing our pensions and benefits harvested. Might be I'm all done watching the populace being disarmed in the guise of an armistice. Watching a woman collapse on the floor who will rise no more. She is wheeled out the door and you're next in line for the pharmacist. If you can get me to vote, it's a hard no confidence. But part of the charm of deception is politics wearing the mask of incompetence. It's all in the art of austerity, darling. It's all in the slide of the providence. Until home is as wide as your cubicle height and is only as deep as your coffin is. Maybe I'm miles away from impatience, aching to break off the head of the snake where the capital lust, reptile brain, and the margin of profit is. Like off with his. Like off with his.
I guess this isn't such an awful place. Is that what you want me to say? You prove it's possible to sleep for days and to still think you're right here awake. The cost of living isn't much to make, but God, it's so hard to save. And when they told you everything was safe, were you safe?
Good morning, Sunday morning. Good morning, Sunday morning.
We're 40 Sunday mornings out from normal and the world is not the same. Said you waited for a warning, but the
cut you a check too late. 2 years after your funeral's paid, 2 years after the grave, she'll be a little stronger for all of the dollars she saved. Watching you wake, watching you cling to your family slipping away. Watch her do nothing but pray. Watch her condemn the Republicans, take them to brunch and then shrug it away. Now watch us be outraged half of a day, then pick a new hero to face our leaders and think they could beat them, playing the game they played since Pelosi had real human blood in her veins. They're all one and the same, sold off stocks and they all maintain that the risk was benign and the virus was tame. Flash forward in 40 Sunday mornings fade, 250,000 people in its wake and the cruise ship sailed today. Some motherfucker don't shine a light in my face. Wait.
Good morning. Sunday morning. Good morning.
Wait.
Sunday morning.
We're 40 Sunday mornings out from normal and the world is not the same. Said you waited for a warning, but the warning never came. Don't shine a light in my face. Said you waited for a warning, but the warning never.
Indie News Network, collaborative family of independent content creators. Co-hosted normally by me, Indy. I'm founder and editor of Indie Left News and Indie Media Today. I got Reef Breland sitting next to me. We're all founding members, like I said, of
And then the Indie News Network.
My name is Jesse Jett.
It's American Tradition.
What's up, Space Monkeys? Welcome to Political Fight Club. I'm Robert Durden.
Go to malentsplain.com.
Welcome to another episode of the show your parents warned you about. It's Reefer After Dark.
Guys, this is Tommy Nate with Tommy Nation Politics.
I mean, I mostly make art, Brian, and
Big Man Crab Joe. Keep up those great videos.
I'm Tatami of the YouTube channel Tatami's Diary.
It's Andrew Rivera. I'm the Handsome Cynic.
Stay high, everybody.
Hey guys, it's Yeti coming at you.
It's Politics and Survival. Hello, my name is Lucy from Blue Moon Red Wine.
This is Chris Legion, and peace out.
Les Bones says Colin too fancy.
No, don't do that to me. Oh.
Keep fighting that good fight out there, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Who are these people?
Well, hi, everybody. This is Indy. This is a really special episode of How Do We Miss That? And it's an INN investigative and special episode where we're going to have a fantastic interview with some people that are doing some incredible work. I'm gonna bring them in right now, and welcome Alex and Jenna, and they have founded United for East Palestine with some other folks, and I think that it unfortunately doesn't need much introduction as to what's exactly happening or what happened, but I'm gonna let them. I really want to hand the microphone over to them. Let them tell their story. I've got a few questions along the way, but I really want to give this opportunity to United for EP to be able to share their story and to tell everyone what they can do, how they can help, and hopefully join and support this wonderful effort, because they need all the help they can get right now. So, Jenna, Alex, thank you for coming. I'm sorry it's under these circumstances, of course. The first question that I had for you, and I guess we could start with Jenna, is so the train goes off the rails, it starts leaking or whatever. So how do you find out? When do they tell you? Do you see it on the news? How did that process work? Did the town let you know? What was that like?
I actually don't. I would imagine it was social media. I don't have cable, so I don't watch the news. But I'd imagine I'd probably popped on to Facebook and saw a post that shared about a train that derailed in East Palestine. I live about 12 miles away from the derailment site, so not quite in ground zero, but not far enough away either. So I had seen it on the day that it happened. So like it had made all of the local news stations. I think they all were posting them. And yeah, it kind of went like all of the fire departments like rushed in from all around to help and figure it out. And it really like sat with me through that weekend, and I was like, what can we do to help? Because they had begun evacuating some people that were really close. But as they started to discover that this wasn't just like I don't know, like a normal house fire or something. I think once they realized what might be going on, it got a little bit more extreme to where they decided to like knock on doors and tell people they needed to leave.
Wow.
But by that like next Monday, I was like, they started doing a mandatory evacuation because I think they were going to do a controlled burn was the idea. So they wanted to evacuate a mile radius. It was a few days later that they decided they'd wanted to do this, but I had known that people had like seconds to leave their house before, with all of the stuff happening. So my goal, so I was like, I asked Emily, who's one of my really good friends, I was like, hey, I think I'm going to make like a Facebook group and really just try to help make sure like, if these people don't have clothes or toys for their kids or, different things as they had to just like up and leave everything really fast to stay safe, that we could come together as like a next door neighbor community and just really bring resources together and get people what they needed to be comfortable while they had to be away. So I think that was like February 5th or February 6th when the group had started. And then like this controlled burn started happening and it took a while for people to tell everybody like what actually was on the train. So I'll let Alex take it from there because he knows the fun details.
My next question is when they're telling you that you need to evacuate, where are they taking you? Are they like telling you that you can go to XYZ places they already made deals with, or is it like a shelter or something that they've set up for residents, or how did that work?
The people within the evacuation zone, the Red Cross swooped in for a couple of days. And they posted up like 1.1 mile away at the high school where people could come to evacuate. And they did that until the people were able to go back home. Other than that, I think you could potentially get reimbursed from the railroad company if you chose to like stay in a hotel. I think most people went to stay with like family or somewhere nearby if they could. But yeah, the Red Cross was there for a few days. Once they decided to open the train tracks again. So a train can't run through an evacuated town. So they got the train up and running not too long after, brought everybody back home. The Red Cross had left, took some money from Norfolk Southern and kind of just left people wondering what was happening. They didn't get a ton of information.
Wow, can't run a train in an evacuated town. So there was even more financial, incentive to get people back into town and declare that it was safe enough, if for no other reason than to start the rail going through there again. Wow, holy crap. Alex, we've been doing a lot of talking, I want to give you the microphone to kind of share your story and your experience of what happened and what you've kind of been through so far. And again, I'm really sorry for what you're going through. I appreciate you being here and let us know what's happening.
Well, yeah. So I want to just say I don't live in the area of East Palestine. I live in Las Vegas. I got in touch with Emily and Jenna because I am a solidarity member with Railroad Workers United, and I'm personally really interested in just trying to improve the rail system and the overall public transportation system in our society. So I'm part of their newsletter, and so I found out about this pretty quickly, and I just have experience with organizing things and, trying to get resources to people and mutual aid networks, etc. So I reached out on their Facebook page pretty early on, and I was just trying to figure out if there was a way that I could help. My original idea was maybe setting up a mutual aid network, getting resources to East Palestine, getting people out of East Palestine, just because I had some experience with doing that back in, I don't know if I'm dating myself here, but back in what was it? Standing Rock, during the Standing Rock protests. Yeah. We did some organizing to get mutual aid from where I was at in California to there. And so I felt like maybe, and I was aware that a mutual aid network formed around that. So I thought maybe something like that might be necessary here. So that was what I originally reached out to do. Fortunately, that part I didn't really need it for, because the community, the broader community, just phenomenally showed up. We've been getting so much aid sent to the Facebook page and people reaching out to Jenna or Emily or myself that we literally aren't even sure what to do with a lot of it sometimes, because it's just so much. The way station, shout out to the way station, big ups to them, have been phenomenal in being a sort of hub for a lot of the material aid, water, etc. that's been coming in. I also want to give a big shout out to East Palestine. Gets almost all of the attention in terms of the media, but it's important for people to know that East Palestine, Ohio, is 1 mile away from the border to Pennsylvania. People in Pennsylvania are impacted by this just as much as people in Ohio are, and that they're often times forgotten about because everyone just hears East Palestine. They're not even aware of where that is on a map, much less that it's a mile away from Pennsylvania.
Right. Well, and not just Pennsylvania, but that's also going to affect the entire real Northeast. I mean, it's going to spread northward, Buffalo, into New York State, etc. I mean, I'm with you on that as well. It definitely is not just a regional, but also a national issue with all these trains that are now starting to derail. We had one in Alaska. It seems that every day now you're seeing this raw story on Twitter where there's some derailment happening here or there. What was the EPA doing testing right away, Jenna, as far as, I know they were testing basically for vinyl chloride, or were they not? They were just testing for one thing, and then they weren't testing for dioxins, and everybody said something about dioxins, which is why I understand you guys are looking for independent testing support, correct?
Yeah. So what happened was that the train didn't release all of the whole manifest or whatever of everything that was on that train. So the train derailed on February 3rd. I think the Super Bowl was February 10th or 12th. The only thing that I think was released was that there was some petroleum, there was vinyl chloride and something else. There were two things that were in there that were known. And the rest of it was kept top secret until during the Super Bowl. Then they released what specifically was in all of the cars that were on fire. But the EPA chose to test for certain things, I think, based upon those specific reports. We've been partnered with Dr. Andrew Welton from Purdue, and he came in pro bono. And he came in and did what's called a kitchen sink test. So the idea behind that was you have to test for everything. So that way you can figure out what to test everywhere else. So you got to test for everything, figure out what's highest. And those are the things that you're going to test for in every other place. And a few of the chemicals that raised concerns, the EPA had never tested for. I think some of those were acrylates. A lot of them are very concerning. So there was the EPA and the mayor and the governor were all saying, hey, your water's safe, and cheersing drinking somebody's tap water in town when they weren't even testing for the right things. Maybe they were the things to make the test look good, but yeah, so it's been an interesting ride with the community doesn't have a lot of faith in the government officials and what they're testing for. So the independent testing is something that is needed and deserved, just based upon they basically just dropped the ball on taking care of the primary people they should be taking care of, are just Americans, right?
Absolutely.
And if I could just speak on what you mentioned about in terms of the distance that these particulate could have traveled. We're talking about a plume that, from the projections that we have using high split, which is the go-to state-of-the-art model for getting estimates of how chemical dispersion happens. By our best models, this created a plume that would have covered, like you said, all of the Northeast from Ohio up through Ontario, Canada, New York, Connecticut, Maine, all the way up eventually to possibly even reaching Greenland. And the problem is we don't know what chemicals were produced inside the fire. And there has been absolutely no effort to find out what chemicals were produced inside the fire. But what we do know is that there is a vast amount of evidence, from video recordings in Ontario to anecdotal accounts for people in Connecticut, New York, upstate New York, all over that area, of people smelling chemical smells that are directly exactly the same as the accounts of chemical smells of people who are 10, 5, 20 miles from East Palestine. So what we're talking about isn't just like what's affecting East Palestine. We have the TikTok was inundated with videos of snowmelt in Ontario, Canada, from multiple people before the Canadian government suppressed all of it, showing snowmelt then with the exact same chemical sheen of what we were seeing in the rivers and creeks around East Palestine. The scale of toxic chemical dispersion that's happened is there's really nothing I can think of that can really be it can really be compared to. Just for example, when I say nothing to be compared to, in the area around East Palestine, the level of death of the fauna, the other animals besides humans around this area, deer, fish, aquatic life, insects, bees, it's not at a level of just a lot of them died. It's at a level, and this is not an exaggeration, of a mass extinction. And it is a gigantic amount of damage that we really hasn't even really been looking into exactly how egregious the short and long term damage of the ecological ability of that area to support life is even going to be.
It's crazy. And is the government providing you with any water services, any kind of clean water? In what are they doing? I mean, you can't boil this stuff. I don't know if you know, but I'm sure you know, Erin Brockovich showed up in town. It was a big to do. She's actually been pretty good in keeping the pressure on publicly. Not sure exactly how you feel. I've been a fan of her Substack and of hers for a while, and she's really been looking out for water for all over the country. She was in Jackson and Flint and all over. She was talking about the fact that you can't boil it, and there were resources but basically do your own independent testing because you can't trust the EPA was her stance as well, because I know she organized that town hall and everything. Were you at the town hall? Have you had a chance to engage with her? Have you had any interaction with her?
I have not had any interaction with her. Like I said, I'm about 12 miles away. I know she does say 50 miles around is area to be concerned. I know a lot of the residents have had impact, I think, or interactions with her. And she's very knowledgeable and draws really good attention, I think, to the situation. As far as water, it is my understanding FEMA is just there. They're not there in an emergency standpoint for disaster relief. Therefore, there's no government funding. The reason that there's no disaster declaration, in my understanding, is because Norfolk Southern is taking responsibility and cleaning it up. The people that are in the 1 mile zone can be temporarily evacuated right now, which took weeks and a lot of pressure and a lot of media to even make happen while they're digging up some soil. But my understanding is all of the water that they're getting is coming from like our fellow Americans who are donating water. So same with, we've gotten some air purifiers donated, some like Brita filters donated, different water purifications systems. We're working with a gentleman to install some water purification systems into different homes with like the carbon filters to help provide a little bit of peace of mind. Although I think we all know at this point that it's probably still not safe for them to be in their homes. So
yeah, probably. I mean, they were saying even bathing in it is dangerous still at this point. So that's wow. And then I don't know. Were you born and raised? I didn't ask the question. How long have you lived in East Palestine? Have you lived there your whole life? Were you born and raised? I'm just wondering. Go ahead.
Yeah, for the majority of my life, I've lived in Northeast Ohio, in the general vicinity of that area. So yeah, I've like been away for a couple years, but I've always seemed to find my way back.
I mean, one of the things that unfortunately, the homeowners, the people who own homes and have jobs. I mean, this is one of the things that I keep coming back to in my own head is, you've got to go to work and the area is possibly toxic and contaminated, allegedly, quote unquote. I mean, we don't really know. And this is where your home, your livelihood, all of your financial investment is already located. Your family's here. I mean, they poisoned your town. What do you do? I don't even. I'm so glad you're organizing your residents to kind of share knowledge and resources, because I can't even imagine and it could happen anywhere. That's the scariest part to me, is this could happen anywhere to any town, and we need to let everybody know that this could happen, and there needs to be more of a plan in place. We need to do more to help you, and to have a readiness plan in place so that when this happens more often, because we know it's going to, unfortunately, we can take care of the people and not have their home values completely deteriorated. And, there are people's conspiracy, whatever, that think that that's actually part of the whole thing. Norfolk Southern, this has been a key hub, and there was questions about all of that. I don't want to get into the politics of it, because you guys are dealing with the reality of this every day.
We've met some people that they can't retire now. Like their home has depreciated in value so much that, we have 65-year-old people who have earned their right to retire who can't, because they can't sell their house for what it was worth. And even if they sold it for what it's listed at, who's going to buy it?
Exactly.
But Alan Shaw's sorry. So he's really sorry this happened.
Yeah, we know he's real sorry.
Also, if I could just, couple things I just wanted to note was, first of all, we do know that this area is not safe. That's not something that we don't know. That is something we do know. We know that because we have actual data showing us that the number of people who are reporting daily that they are smelling intense smells of toxic chemicals has not decreased. In fact, today, the reports are that people are smelling it worse than ever because of the cleanup. So we know for a fact that people are being exposed to these toxic chemicals. We know these chemicals are toxic. We know that for a fact. And we know that people are being exposed to them because they're smelling it. So those are two things we do know. The things that we don't know are exactly what chemicals they're being exposed to. And the reason we don't know them is because the EPA has been deliberately obfuscating and running cover for Norfolk Southern, because as long as we don't know exactly what chemicals they're being exposed to, then it's difficult to prove legally that these people have been harmed. And that's the whole point. That's what it's all about. It's all about running cover for Norfolk Southern to protect them. And it's not just about the money, because because there's going to be a lawsuit, and the Norfolk Southern is going to shell out however many millions of dollars, and the lawyers will collect their pound of flesh, and the people will get their $1,600, $2,000, $3,000, whatever petty amount of money that the Norfolk Southern can be made to part with in the legal system. But I don't think that's really the issue people should be concerned with. The problem is that felonies were committed. The problem is aggravated arson is a felony. Poisoning is a felony. a conspiracy to cover up any of those felonies is also a felony. Anybody participating, anyone with knowledge that these people have been poisoned, who is actively participating in covering up that these people have been poisoned, is committing a felony. Everybody who is aware that Norfolk Southern set all these other things on fire that they did not have any permission to do, which caused harm to people, and is covering that up and helping them covering up, is committing a felony. All of these people are committing this is not a white collar crime. It's white collar in the sense that only somebody in a corporate position could possibly do this and get away with it. But it's not white collar in the sense of it's like there's some person embezzled billions of dollars from stealing from millionaires. That's not the issue. This is a level of damage that is being done to life that is no less, and in fact considerably greater than what have already been adjudicated in international courts as a war crime. This is the sort of thing that a much smaller version of this was used as a pretext for the United States to go into Syria and actively attempt to overthrow their government because they were accused of gassing people. That is what is happening. They have just exposed millions of people throughout the entire Northeast to a toxic cocktail of chemicals, and we don't even know what that toxic cocktail of chemicals even is, and they're not even trying to find out. And the reason they're not trying to find out is because as long as they don't test, as long as they don't do the test and find out what chemicals they are, they can pretend they aren't there.
And they did that intentionally. They did that bird intentionally. They knew what they were doing when they did it. It's not that
100%.
There was
Absolutely.
negligence or that they didn't know what was going to happen.
Absolutely not. No, these none of these things are secrets. It's not a secret that if you burn the paint, just for instance, just the paint that's on the train cars, it's not a secret. Like we know that makes a certain amount of dioxins. Just for example, right? There's not these people. And in fact, the reason we know this is because Aaron Bragg, one of our team members. Big up to Aaron Bragg. He's phenomenal. Actually did an interview with Status Quo, which I suggest you all check out if you're listening to this. And he detailed how he is aware because this is what he does for a living. He's someone who knows about how toxic chemicals are transported in train cars. And they're supposed to get a manifest of exactly what's in the train cars as it's burning. But they didn't send that out. And then first of all, there is all kinds of rigmarole regarding who is actually taking responsibility for saying, set the vinyl chloride on fire. When we know that through the actual chemistry of vinyl chloride, even though this isn't being talked about, there is a lot of reason to conclude that there was no actual danger of that vinyl chloride exploding at all. And the people who were transporting it knew that. Because the people who are transporting it know how vinyl chloride works. So all of these things but even then, there was only one car of vinyl chloride that was actually burning. So why did they set 5 cars of vinyl chloride on fire? Why did they set frozen vegetables on fire? Why did they set all this other stuff on fire? None of that there was no danger of any of that exploding. So even if they were given consent by the fire department to burn 1 car of vinyl chloride, what about all of the rest? All of the rest was not part of that. So why did they do it? Obviously, they knew that it would create poison. It's poison in itself. There was no reason to release it. The only reason that I can think of is, one, because it helps them get the train car on fire, their train back on track faster, and more importantly, possibly the fact that they are insured for damages to materials that aren't just being thrown away. So in terms of how their insurance works, there's probably a very good reason for them to just burn everything rather than have to worry about cleaning it up and all the damages that would cause, because then they have to worry about, one, shelling out money because toxic chemicals are still being released, so still have to worry about the lawsuit, and that's probably not going to change very much just based on how much of it is. So why not just burn everything and make up the losses with the insurance? I can't say for certain that's what's happening, but I do know that there's enough information that it deserves to be looked into.
Well, there certainly sounds like there's a lot there. I'm going through the website right now just so everybody knows. This is donorbox.org. If you go to twitter.com/United4EP, you can get to their Twitter page, and there's a link there to this. I'll put it in the description as well when we put this out, so you'll be able to click on it and support There's a way to donate to learn a little bit more about what's going on there. There's a video for the Independent Science Fund. I encourage everyone to please subscribe to their YouTube channel as well. As they learn more, I'm sure they're going to be putting out more on that YouTube channel. Let's do all we can. Then let's talk about the corporate controlled media. I don't like to use the word mainstream because to me it's all a corporate narrative. There's nothing mainstream about it. What's mainstream is people actually caring about their neighbors. And what's mainstream is the minute people hear about how badly this has been botched and how badly you guys have been treated, they want to do something and they want to help and they get angry with their government. That to me isn't mainstream. It's corporate controlled and it's a corporate narrative. So the corporate controlled media has been mum to silent to what? I mean, from the large networks to the 24-hour cable news networks. I know there was like a CNN push, and then when Erin Brockovich came to town, MSNBC was there for a day. And basically, have they stayed? Have they reported on anything since? Have they?
There was like a solid week. It was 3 weeks after the derailment when I think we got some really good coverage across Fox, CNN. I think I was on like 10 to 12 interviews in a week. With different big news networks. And every day I had, can you send me somebody else? Can you send me somebody else from all of these different networks? Because once they have your number, that's what they want, more people to interview. But since then, it's been, independently owned networks that have reached out, like yourself. That's what we've gotten on. We've been pretty booked with some of that because of Twitter and different exposure, but I don't think the mainstream media or corporate owned media is covering it nearly as much as they should be. But there's also, it seems to be a very consistent shareholders amongst some of that media, as well as the railroad company. So
yeah,
I could have some of it.
Now I don't know if you heard this, but over at INN we not only cover news, we've also got a musical director who is a resident genius, singer, songwriter. He also writes some spoken word, and I don't know if you've seen this, heard this. I wanted to play it for you. It's 3.5 minutes. He wrote a spoken word piece called Super Sight, Children of the Fuselage. That's all about East Palestine and what's happened to you guys. And I if you hadn't heard, I wanted to play it for you and for everyone else that's watching. So let me do that real quick, and hopefully you'll be able to hear it.
100,000 pounds of vinyl chloride burned into the air and in the water with your fluoride. Today we'll demonstrate the role that profit plays in cost-benefit analysis to find the worth of your lives. Mind you, we'll be grading on a curve that traces dead fish on the shoreline. Today the town of East Palestine will know the skies of wartime, wear the shoes of Palestine, and know the smell of war crimes. Their pets and livestock will be corpses for the war shrine. This is how you sanction all your farmland in the Fourth Reich. I'm honestly surprised that Pete addressed it in a fortnight. He praised the first responders, but ignored the looming morgue line. Like focus on the cavalry, ignore that every horse died. Never mind there's not a single cricket, bird, or horsefly, just triclops in the triage tent who expedite the four-eyed. Norfolk taking pages out the Northwoods, north side, add a dash of NORAD, plant a row of soil mines, give them lots of black skies and water bright with oil shine, and you can propagate the kind of crop that Gates will normalize. Save your time and give up ever going back to normal life. Norfolk cut its cost, and now this nation pays the morbid price. Norfolk waived the loss as purely human, so they rolled the dice, knowing Biden had their backs when workers tried to unionize, knowing all their lobbyists assure they won't be scrutinized, and knowing that the tiny little fine they might be hit with is a part of doing business when your business is to euthanize, to salt the earth, liquidate the brutalized, drench the plains in acid rain, and blame it all on rural minds. Tell them that's just what they get for voting red, and old Team Blue will fall in step and shake their heads and disconnect from humankind. They're never looking up, their fingers point to you and I. Thanks to years of being trained to frame the little guy. They've seen the film enough to tell you where the blame should lie. The poorest family's EBT card was the mastermind. Those little houses won't concern the liberal passerby. They had their dose of NPR. The passive voiced will cast aside your raspy breath and swollen eyes, your burning cough that won't subside, your cat that didn't last the night, that pall of death, that blackened sky, the harvest faced in 10 years' time that reaps the waste of wealthy crimes, a 1,000,000-gallon deep decline through super sites and party lines, through hurried graves and leaded pipes, past poisoned slaves and slaughtered tribes, past forgotten treaties that we authored, then we compromised. Past our moral fabric, ever brittle, gray, and fossilized, past the mass of plastic trash that's just this side of ossified. And if you find one root that thrives, the living proof of fruitful vines, just hold it close, take in the sight, don't plant a host for parasites, who in the name of corporate gain see all that murder justified. We're such a waste of insect paste, and so much cheaper crucified. We're children of the fuselage, ghosts of all the food deprived, echoes of the working class whose Kristallnacht was supersized. Out in Ohio, birds are drowning where they stand. Their eyes reflect a world event that devastates the land, and it's a tale of regulations disemboweled by profit's hand, and their viscera that soaks like so much chloride in the sand.
So that was Jesse Jett's super site. That will be available on Spotify and Bandcamp on Tuesday on a new album that will be released for spoken word. But I did want to play that for you. I didn't know if you'd heard it. He's genius, man. He knows how. Yeah, it hurts. I know. I'm sorry about that. But I thought it was important that, people do care, and they're writing about this, and it is affecting people everywhere. And we are seeing this, and we're trying to scream from the rooftops, at least in independent media, about what's happening to you and what could happen to any of us. Like I said, this is not anything that is unique to East Palestine. One thing, you mentioned, Alex, that you work with the Rail Workers United. That was something Jesse mentioned about the rail workers getting their contract, the ability to strike was voted down by Congress. Part of this, I know, has to do with the precision scheduled railroading. We have been covering on how do we miss that, the long-standing issues with the railroad workers and the rail companies, the gouging, the amount of record profits that they've been making while cutting back on the number of crews, and what they're doing to the rail workers. Fewer people for more cars every month or every year, it seems. What are you hearing from the people that you're speaking with at RWU?
I'm a solidarity member with RWU. I'm not like part of RWU. I'm not a rail worker, so I can communicate with them. But I'll be honest with you, I've been kind of consumed by this, that I haven't been doing a lot of communication with RWU. But what I do know is that they have been really phenomenal they have released an entire step-by-step process of how to fix the railroads and how to make sure this never happens again. And that's the real issue with this, is that this was so unnecessary. Like, nothing about this was unavoidable. Like, all of this, I'm sorry you guys are seeing how trashed up my garage is. All of this was entirely, I spoke to someone recently who had knowledge of systems like this. And what he said to me that stuck with me was the train derailed because it could, and because there was no one there who was responsible to make sure it couldn't. And that's basically the summation of it, is these trains are going to keep coming off their rails because we aren't dedicated as a society to make sure that they don't. And as long as we continue to allow these corporations to destroy our society and our ability, the ability of our planet and of our soil and our forest to support life, so that they can continue to reap more and more egregious profits just to concentrate them into the hands of a very small group of people. As long as we allow them to do that, they're going to keep doing it. And every way to cut cost is just a way for them to boost their profits, because they can't increase the amount of money they bring in. That is going to stay pretty constant. The only thing they can do to increase the amount of money that they themselves take is to cut costs wherever they can, whereas laying people off, not hiring more, not keeping the number of employees as small as possible, so as not to make sure not to have any of that money be put into the hands of the working class, to cut regulations so as to make sure that all of the costs of safety equipment, of making sure things don't go wrong, that's an unnecessary expenditure into their profits. It makes to make sure that they have as much of the money that comes in and is concentrated into their hands as possible. Everything else is, as so said so eloquently in that poem, just the cost of doing business. 100% of everything that is 100% of every single derailment is avoidable. There's not a single train derailment that couldn't be avoided. And every train that does derail only derails because it is allowed to derail, because the measures that can be taken to ensure that it won't be are simply not being taken. And that will continue to happen for as long as we allow it to happen and collectively decide that we're just not going to do anything about it. And that is, I think, something that we can decide not to do.
And who's responsible for the track itself? Because I know that there's that type of complication about, are the private rail companies also responsible for the tracks underneath them, or is that local municipalities, states with under federal funding? I'm not even sure, honestly, how that works, but I've been told that it is more complicated than just the rail company paying to fix the actual rails itself, because that involves. Go ahead.
No, go on.
Yeah.
I was going to say that it's actually not that complicated. The railroads are privately owned. That's the real problem, honestly, in my view, is that, okay, in any other case of mass national transit, the government, U.S. government, is directly involved, whether it's airlines or freeways, interstates, highways, any kind of rivers, boat, ships from like the oceans, anything where we're bringing in massive amounts of people or supplies. The government is directly involved, and in the case of the railroads, it's not. The United States government is very hands off with the railroads in terms of what they're allowed to do and how they're allowed to operate. They're almost, which is why our railroad systems are so terrible. The United States, because there's no profit. The return on investment of on making sure our railroads are high functioning and are able to distribute resources in a way that allows people to have access to them safely and allows people to travel cheaply, that doesn't benefit the railroad companies. That would be a cost to the railroad companies. Now, it would benefit society. It would benefit the people who live here. It would benefit our ability to move resources from one place to another instead of having to worry about much more expensive and much less efficient things like trucks and airplanes. If we had a rail system that was designed to cheaply and efficiently and safely move product and people from one place to another, but that would require an investment that wouldn't necessarily benefit the railroad companies, because it wouldn't help the people who control them reap the most profits, which is their only.
That's their only motivation is the quarterly profits against Wall Street, because of who they're owned by or the fact that they are publicly traded themselves. There were a couple of questions that I had from other INN members. The biggest one was, of course, how can we help? And I think a lot of that has to do with getting the word out, as well as as the Donor Box website and letting, sharing on social media and donating themselves and getting other people to share and donate. The other question was going to be, and that was from Lucy, who has protested at AOC's office, at some of the town halls with Rashida Tlaib and some of these other politicians. She's been big about registering as an independent to kind of tell the duopoly politicians that, look, they don't have total control over this, that there will be a third option, that there will be a challenge to their power. And she wanted to ask if there were ways, if there was any chance that you would be willing to make a statement on any kind of independent registration effort as opposed to aligning with either of the two major parties. Doesn't seem like they're really helping the people. Doesn't seem like they're helping the railroad, the railroad workers. They're aligning with the railroad companies, that from what we can see.
It's definitely a bipartisan issue. It's not one political party or the other. It's just coming together as people helping people. Like, that's what has to be acknowledged. If you look, and I know you were digging into some of the rail safety, that train that derailed in East Palestine there's evidence that train was on fire for at least 40 miles before it got there. So like the system is broken, and it's going to take each and every one of our voices to talk to whoever and everybody that we can to make a difference and make a change, because the way it's set up now is nothing's changing. It's just going to get, buried under the soil with all of the other oil that's sat down there for a month, and hoping for the best outcome. So like everybody has a voice, everybody has an email address. Start emailing your politicians, email Alan Shaw, email the stakeholders at Norfolk Southern, like whatever you can do, whoever you can get in front of. Like, we have to make change, and the change is for, not just us, but the future, right? It's broken.
Yeah, we got to fix this because it's going to keep happening, and we don't want it to keep happening. Obviously, the soil ends up getting destroyed, crops, wildlife, like you said, and then on top of that, it messes with people's livelihoods, with their homes, with their families, on top of all of, and that was the last question that I had was, and I'm guessing because the government's not even doing anything about water or anything else, because they're saying that Norfolk Southern is quote unquote cleaning this up. Healthcare, doctors, anything, I've heard of people having rashes and breathing issues and all kinds of questions about that already.
Yep.
Has anything been offered to help you guys? Oh, and then I had one other question, but I definitely wanted to ask about that.
Yeah, I mean, from a medical aspect, it's been nobody in local medical offices is trained to handle anything. They don't know what to test for. Toxicologists are hard to come by. So most of them get turned away, or some people, I've heard that medical offices have been told that they cannot diagnose chemical pneumonia or whatever else there is out there, chemical rash, chemical burn. They can't diagnose it unless they're within a certain area. That would be the only reason that maybe they could diagnose it. But if you're like 1.01 miles outside, you can't get diagnosed with it. They threw up like a makeshift clinic in the town that had people there that would maybe give you referrals somewhere, but they couldn't really do anything. It was really just to press, for the press, hey, we put up a clinic. And everybody that we've seen on posts about the clinic have pretty much laughed at it and said it was useless. And like I said, just done to make it look like they're doing something to try to help. But yeah, it's been a really sad and unfortunate situation. We have people getting diagnosed with COPD who have never touched a cigarette because they don't live close enough to be diagnosed with anything else. So
unreal.
And then our labs stopped testing, doing blood for dioxins. There were like certain labs that you could run that could test if you've been exposed to dioxins. But all of the labs, they have affiliation with some of the same like shareholders as the railroad. So it's interesting.
What a mess.
I on that note, I want to give big shout out to
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Beatrice Galam of the University California San Diego, who reached out to us and for those who don't know who Dr. Beatrice Galam is, she is one of the more respected medical researchers on the issue of toxic chemical injury in the United States. She's one of the premier researchers on Gulf War illness. For those of you who aren't familiar, it is the toxic chemical injury that was given by the United States to soldiers and Marines and other troops during the Gulf War because they had them take a certain medication as a way for them to treat exposure to a certain type of toxic gas. And then they found out that it actually caused them to get sick. It's called Gulf War illness. She had reached out and is sort of leading our medical research team for the United for East Palestine sort of research team hub that we've built. And she that's another one of the other things that we need funding for, is that all of those things, getting phlebotomists, getting blood tests, everything about this requires a certain amount of money. And it's just not going to happen if we don't get funding. But I think that even without funding, there's a lot we can do and a lot that I think we are doing. And I think one of the big steps that we can take to get to where we need to be to get the research done, even though every day that ticks by is time wasting because these chemicals are breaking down, there's nothing we can do about that. What we can do, I think, is really try, because as you've pointed out, as Jenna pointed out, the clinic was all PR, and as I think you both pointed out, it's the whole story that has been sold by the corporate media and by Norfolk Southern is all just a gigantic PR show to show these to make put a good face on it. And I think the most important step to getting beyond that, to actually getting people evacuated, to getting the government to admit, first of all, that there is actually a problem, which is one of the other big, which is a major barrier to getting people evacuated for two reasons. One, because if they don't admit there's a problem, then there's not going to be the resources to evacuate them. But two, them gaslighting these people and gaslighting everyone and saying there's no problem makes people feel like they don't need to evacuate. Even though they're experiencing these symptoms, they might not necessarily have the medical knowledge to know what it means that they're experiencing these symptoms, what it means that if you're experiencing the toxic, what we had Dr. Galam on a community call where she gave very important information about how there can be so many unpredictable secondary autoimmune effects from having these toxic chemicals interacting with your body that are impossible to really predict and can only be studied and measured after the fact. And all of that is not being talked about. But the thing is, the people in government, they know all of this. I know about this because Jenna knows about this, and maybe you know about this now, and people listening to this know about this now because I'm telling you, because I've been told by a medical researcher. But they have their own medical researchers. They have decades. They have all of the combined medical and scientific knowledge of the largest industrial world power that has existed for the last 100 years. They have all of that available to them. They know way better than we do how damaging this is. They know way better than any of us do what sort of dangers people are being exposed to. They know, and they are intentionally obfuscating and intentionally hiding that fact. And the only way that we are going to get them to admit it is by shining a light on that. And what we need, we're doing the best we can, but we need people who have voices to come in, not come in and have a big show and press conference and then leave. We need people who have large platforms to come in and speak to the community and help members of the community use their platforms to uplift the voices of the people in those communities, to organize and listen and learn from the people who are adding value within this community, and work together. There are so many people, Dr. Ghulam, Professor Welton from Purdue. We've got people from all the United States who have been trying to come together to get real data on where this is going and how far it's spreading and building models. And this is just what a small team has been able to do. There are other organizations and other groups who are doing their own thing, but we need to come together. And what we need is people who have large platforms to come in to find out what's going on, so that when you're actually saying what's happening, it's not coming from a place of I'm this person and I'm just coming in and I'm using this opportunity as a way to expand my voice. Not saying that's what anybody is doing. I'm just saying not doing it that way and coming in with respect, treating everybody involved as human beings, the basic respect of a human being, and giving people the opportunity to really show, if they want to, what's happening, but also letting the people, everybody who is potentially impacted by this, not just people in East Palestine and the surrounding areas. There's people in Ontario, Canada, who are reporting the same symptoms. That we know that because we conducted a survey, a informal survey around the area, people around the area. We know what symptoms people are experiencing. So I speak with full knowledge that when the people who I've also spoken to in Ontario, Canada, are reporting the exact same symptoms, that is not coincidence. And we need the data to be able to back that up. We need to be able to show this is happening and to expose that information and people to see that. And the only way we're going to get that word out is for people with platforms to spread that word and to allow people who are experiencing this to not just come in and just share their experiences, but really try and listen and work together to treating this I mean, this can't keep happening. We have at some point we have to decide collectively that we're not just going to allow this to happen, that we're going to do something, that we're going to stop this from happening. And I think we have an opportunity to make that now, but we have to decide to.
Yeah. How many members are in the group now, or in the Total Mutual Aid, this group that you've assembled?
We're a little bit over, I think, like 8,200.
Wow.
It's pretty big. In a short period of time, it grew really fast.
Wow.
Which just shows that there's a need for it.
So that's incredible. And you're obviously doing this on your own time. You all you have lives, families, and jobs and things that were going on before your town, before a trade decided to go off the rails. What's that like?
I never realized I was picking up a second full-time job, but here we are. It needs to be done, and
yes.
I'm happy to be a part of something that's really big and can hopefully impact, the whole country, and essentially the whole world, because eventually all of this stuff's in one way or another is going to travel, all around. So the more we can help now can help, for maybe prevent the next time, or a better response the next time, or, just better regulations.
Educate the people as to what they can potentially prepare for, like you said, so if and when it does happen in their town, they at least have a template, a playbook to look at, to say, okay, and nobody's going to get everything right. We're going to figure out where there were mistakes made also, and we can make adjustments. But I have the Twitter page up right now for United for East Palestine. It's at United4EP. All of the social medias everywhere. I believe you also have an Instagram page, and then there's a Facebook group, United for East Palestine, and then the link for the donor box where you can donate and get more resource information, which will lead to this website here, the Independent Science Fund. I encourage everybody, please go share this with everybody that you know. any other shout outs, any other links that we should be sharing, anything else that you would like to plug, or anyone else that we should be spotlighting?
Yeah, the only the one person that I might have mentioned at the beginning is Professor Welton from Purdue.
Mm-hmm.
He's at the Welton Group on Twitter. Is that right? Okay, I see a nod. So at the Welton Group on Twitter, he's been doing some independent testing with the folks from Purdue, and it's really brought some quick change from like dealing with OSHA and just getting some workers regulation changed. So, the head of the EPA came on after one of Dr. Welton's reports and told people to stay away from the streams, keep your kids out, which wasn't done before he started posting some of his preliminary results. That is where a lot of the funds that we collect will be going, is to continue to support efforts such as his. But he's really an awesome guy. He comes here, takes time away from his family as well. He has 3 boys. He's actually in town this weekend. I met him for dinner tonight. But he's doing some testing. We put out some interest forms for people who wanted testing that weren't able to get it. So we tracked down some people, sent him on a hunt, for just different water samples. He's going to be swiping some different things too this time around. So I would just encourage you all to follow along with him too on Twitter. He also, I think, maybe has a separate GoFundMe, but he's one of the people we're trying to help out and keep him here, because people like Professor Welton are why we found out what we found out, and we need more of him. So
yeah, absolutely.
Also, shout out to River Valley Organizing. Shout out to
RVO, yeah.
Yeah, they've been really great. Amanda's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Devin Oship. She put together a really awesome team of scientists and researchers. She's like a data entry genius. I think the work that she's doing can have a real awesome long-term impact in helping us figure out how to mitigate this. Shout out to Aaron Bragg, as always. Big up to Aaron Bragg. He's just been phenomenal. Shout out to Status Quo. They've been an independent media site, and Lewis, particularly Lewis from Status Quo, who has been putting himself directly in position in the impact zone. He's been breathing it all in. He's been out there talking to people, giving people a voice. Shout out to Lewis from Status Quo. Big up to all anybody in media who's helped give people a voice. Shout out to JD Vance. I don't really care for politicians in general, but JD Vance was one of the first people to actually major politicians to actually take to social media and show the pollution in the creeks. I wasn't a big fan of what he said in terms of like trying to race bait on this and turning it into an issue of them being white. I think that's ridiculous. And we've had people reach out to us on the Facebook group from who in their own communities has happened to. This is not something that it's not about where your forefathers came from. It's about how much money you have. And that's the only thing that they care about. It's a class issue, if you want to coin it that way. But yeah, shout out to AOC, who actually said on the floor of Congress that this was a crime scene. Shout out to Nina Turner, who for a while was speaking up on this. It'd be great to have Nina Turner actually come to the community, and I know she's from Ohio. It'd be great to have her actually come in and not just not to come and give speech, but actually listen to people and hear what the experiences are and find out how she can help. I think possibly she really cares. Shout out to anybody and shout out to all the people who have been sending water and supplies through the Facebook group or anywhere else. Shout out to the Way Station for being an awesome hub of resources. Shout out to you. Shout out to Christy. Misty. Shout out to Misty. For Misty from at Sarcastic Stardust, first person in indie news to have us on. She has put us out. She's been getting us so many people who never thought who would give us time of day, who've been, I reached out to put us on their show so we can put the message out. Shout out to the guys at Do Dissidents. We had us on today or yesterday. Shout out to you, Indy. Shout out to everybody who is helping to spread the word about this. And shout out to all people, of course, in East Palestine and surrounding areas, and everybody dealing with this and trying to figure out how to make things at least not so terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, and I also wanted to make mention of Jeremy Lafredo from the Gray Zone and Addy Ads from One Addy Ads, also independent reporters that have been on the ground in East Palestine interviewing residents and putting themselves in harm's way. Like you said, shout out to all the independent reporters that are doing that, and of course Jenna, and unfortunately Emily was unable to join us tonight. Thank you to you two, or to you three, for doing all this organizing, for spending all of your time to educate the rest of the community, to educate the rest of the country and the world about what's happening, to take your time to do that. That's tremendous. We need more people like you as well. So really appreciate you spending the time tonight to talk with us at Indie News Network, and how do we miss that? We have been covering what the mix between corporations, profit and greed, the impact on the environment, what's happening with the rails, the squeezing of working class and the squeezing of workers in general, where the pay doesn't go up, but the responsibilities continue, the benefits continue to get cut. And we've seen all of this kind of converge on the East Palestine story together. And we're definitely going to keep the pressure on. We're going to keep the word out there. We're going to continue to talk about this with our other friends in independent media as well. And again, thank you so much for your time tonight. Again, Jen, if there's anybody else you wanted to give mention to, I know you wanted to shout out the doctor from Purdue for sure.
Alex got them all.
Dr. Welton. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Alex got them all.
All right.
Yeah, we have one heck of a
list.
So, yeah,
that's great.
It's been rewarding to see there are good humans in the world, and they're just here to help other people. So,
and thank you for not hanging out in a bar on St. Patrick's Day and coming to talk to me instead here. So,
yes.
And we'll cut it off there. And I'm going to say thank everybody for spending the time to listen. Please share the links. Please donate to East Palestine, to United for East Palestine, to any of these relief funds, but specifically for this independent testing so that we can prove that Norfolk Southern is trying to hide this, what actually they did with the burn, and so that people can get the relief and the help that they actually need. Again, thank you so much to Alex and to Jenna and to everybody at United for East Palestine. And we'll see you soon. This has been Indy. And like I say, always question everybody's motivation. And have a great night, everybody. Hello, everybody. What's up? Well, thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you so much to Jenna and to Alex for taking the time the other night to sit down with me and tell me what was going on in East Palestine and around, the area, which is where they were living. And Alex for volunteering and stepping up all the way from Vegas, and outstanding stuff. I did want to share one thing that just popped up on my screen. And here we go. And it's Stephen Donziger. First test results for dioxins at the site of Norfolk's Ohio train disaster show the deadly chemical levels at 14 times higher than what other states consider legal. And the EPA refuses to test for these carcinogens, yet claims the area is safe and the people know better.
Yeah, but totally safe.
This is
safe
fine.
and effective.
This is fine. I just wanted to call attention. This literally happened this morning. So We have an independent expert say cancer-causing dioxins, like we said at the site of the train disaster, are likely to persist in the environment and in the bodies of local residents for decades, despite what the EPA claims. I'm not a huge fan of The Guardian all the time, or at all, or ever, but in this case, I think they pretty much have they have it right. But I did want to, give everyone the chance to go from horrors to actually having some fun. So we're gonna actually do some boats tonight. So let's do that. All right, everyone.
And I watch mindless
Boats.
shit, boats that smash into other boats.
Boats, you say, huh?
Boats. Oh, I think we're gonna get some real boats.
Yep. If I just full screen real quick. And here we go.
That's fish smashing into other boats.
You're okay.
Oh my God.
You're okay.
Wait, what? Stay in the boat, dude. Stay in the boat. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Are they high? What the hell is happening here? What the hell is going on?
Oh God. Stuff and things.
Oh my gosh.
Good news. Good news, everyone. Oregon marijuana prices hit record lows. Market at weakest economic position. It's $4 a gram.
Come on.
$4 a gram. What's the ounce math on that?
That's about 120 bucks or less, 8, so $112.
Okay.
Because we can maths fast in our head.
Look at this graph. So that
that's people losing money somewhere, and that's our wonderful that's our wonderful farmers and distributors that are getting their clocks cleaned right now, so that all the investment bankers
$1.32 a gram,
so that all the investment bankers can come in and buy this stuff on the super cheap and start jacking prices up on all of us. Thank you so much.
Yep. 150 million marijuana tax, $1 billion market. The reason prices keep falling is economics 101. Supply is much higher than demand. Make it cheaper. That's the move. Real things people said to me on 911 calls. And action.
Hey man, did you call 911 saying someone was overdosing? We ate edibles, man. Okay, how many did you eat? Well, I had 2, and he had the rest. Oh, dude, why does he not wear clothes? He thinks he's a cow, man. Oh, yes, he does. And now he's peeing. Cows. Hey man, what can I do to help? Why are they always naked?
Why are they always naked?
Nice. Well.
And next, I just thought this was cool. It's either M for Mermaid Man or W for Wumbo.
I like the reflection of the tree in the middle. That's pretty cool.
It's pretty dope. It's like what do they call it? A Majin Bong. That's it for those DBZ fans out there. Look, is Baby Yoda.
Oh,
but you can smoke Baby Yoda.
Nice. That's
like,
isn't genius? Nice. It floats, except that
rubber ducky.
Do you literally? Okay, I was gonna say, do you literally like make the bathtub your whole? But it
oh my
floats.
God, you're genius. You're genius. If you just make this empty on the bottom, and you got, you know, like I like the way you think. I like that. Although I wouldn't do it with the bubble bath.
And I wouldn't.
That might be a little weird.
I wouldn't sit in there while I'm in.
Yes, you would. Yes, you would.
That all the ash just comes right into the tub with you. Ew, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh,
you were talking about this guy earlier.
He called it. Oh my God, it's Rob Van Dam, and that's his freaking
Rob Van Dam.
Holy shit, that's great.
Nice.
Oh, that's outstanding. You know they just replaced what was the cereal with the strain.
Sure.
Happy. $4 grams is more like
Grandma
Oregon. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, Lori's down with the $4 grams too.
Yeah. Grandma, I think I left a bag at your house. Finders keepers, bitch.
Yeah, you naked. You left a bag at my house. You're not gonna find a bag at my house.
That's funny.
Nice.
Where can I find this waffle maker? Someone send me this waffle maker. Look at that.
That's pretty dope.
Oh, that's so good.
That's pretty dope.
You're definitely using weed infused maple syrup with that. That's legit. What else I got? It was St. Patty's Day.
The beard. The little bearded shillelagh. Yep. Oh my God, that's so goddamn adorbs. That's so goddamn adorbs. Yep, I want to put it on my kid. Holy shit.
You want to put it on your kid?
Oh, it's so adorable. Holy shit.
What else I got? Have you seen this?
Oh no.
Oh yes.
I just threw
for
up
those
in my
for
mouth.
those at home who don't know. This is Hidden Valley Ranch ice cream.
I just threw up in my mouth a little.
Like, what do you put it on like a fried pickle? What are we doing? What in the Southern fried hell is this? Like,
remember the bit you put your weed in it? My brother used to say that all the time. You put your weed in it.
Yeah, that's from. From SNL back in the day, wasn't it?
Rick and We Need Critical Thinking both nailing it together. Nice.
Yeah.
Hobo Roadie, pretty good for growing your own. 12 stems, 4 in bud. Nice. I'm down.
All right, are we ready for? We're ready for Dad Zone.
Oh, that was quick.
Have you made it for Dad Zone?
It took 7 minutes. Nice. I'm down. Yep. Let's go. Oh, there was a recall on these. He's gonna take it. Well, Now we know why there was a recall on that. Don't myrtle. Don't blow back in your bong.
I don't think like, to me, after this video, I just picture like, and someone could probably do this in the editing booth, right? Like, just have him start taking off like a helicopter. Right?
Holy shit. That's really
is going up.
That's a paranormal horror.
Okay.
Oh my lord. What is
so we know what this is.
Unfortunately.
So, watch the child guess.
What are you?
I'm a ghost.
They're a ghost.
Sure.
I'm a ghost. I'm a ghost. I'm a
ghost. Eric T. Red said just let him spin until the battery runs out.
He'll pass out and throw up too. What?
These are like, this is like a Gillette, the best a man can get right here.
Yeah. Electric
and
razors.
This is like a wall. Yep.
Yeah. Your trimmer? Oh, no. He's giving himself a haircut?
Oh, look at it.
Oh. He's going to try each one?
look at the mom. Just oh god.
She's dying. The security guard's dying. The mom's dying. You might as well come over here. Might as well finish the job. Let's go. Let's test them all. Holy shit. That's great. Let's test them all. Intrusive thoughts one. That's awesome. Yep.
Oh man.
Don't leave your
Did you
cup.
put carrots in my coffee?
Yeah.
Well, at least she's honest.
Oh man. Did you put carrots in my coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. Why?
Yes, I did.
Uh-huh. Oh boy.
You have more than this is like you for the last week.
There's another one right there.
Okay.
But they want that one.
You two people. Do you realize there are two identical swings right next to each other? Oh, no, Lucas, not. Hey.
That is very much my life right now. But,
hey, listen.
But they're a little older, but they're still doing exactly that. They're fighting over literally that. Identical one sitting next to them, but they want that. That is my life.
They want that one. That is my life. And action.
No, honey, you don't know how to jump. You just learned how to ski.
Oh boy.
Stella? I said no.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Okay, so let's go out there, okay? You're gonna go right. Stella May!
You French fried when you should have pizza. You're gonna have a bad time. Wow, she made it.
What did I tell you?
Yard sale. Yard sale.
Grab your
Nice.
keys.
Good job, Stella.
How was it?
Good.
Fearless
That wasn't
4-year-old.
good.
Seriously, dude, still on her feet. Impressive.
Yep. Had a little yard sale, got back up.
Better than I do.
You
Tell you
know.
right now.
Dude.
Oh, no.
Dude. This is like.
Oh, no.
She's trying to sleep, obviously.
Really? No, she is sleeping. Because she's mom. And that doesn't matter. She's tired, dude. She's done. It doesn't matter. She's tuned that shit out.
Oh, God.
You don't understand. See, as a parent, I have done that. Like, literally slept with the kid pounding shit right next to my head. Like, nah. No, not going to get me up. Not going to do it. I feel like Bill Burr at that point. Nah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen at all. It's just so funny that it's like, you start like right next to her ear, you know, and you'd still be. Oh, just good night. Just night night. All right, so figuring out. Figuring out that she can make herself dizzy. Part 2.
Oh, you have broken the indie. Oh, the eyes. Oh. Boink.
Oh, we fall down. Oh, we fall down more.
Can you get up, Anna? Yeah. Yeah, get up then.
That's wrong.
Build a house.
Wrong.
Good job.
It's wrong. This son of a bitch. I'm not too dizzy. I'm not too dizzy. I can do it.
You feel
I
sick?
can do it.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Just lie down for a little bit.
Just lie down for a little bit.
The floor is
You want to
spinning.
just lay down for a little bit?
But the floor is spinning, Daddy. Oh.
Just lay down for a bit.
Oh,
God.
Jeez, that was wrong.
And
not cool. Okay.
Scoots.
Oh. Nut shots. Nothing but nut shots.
Let's run that back, Colin.
Would you like some crushed nuts?
Run it out. You get up to 5 minutes in your corner. This is smart dad. And action. Oh,
nice.
That's very good. That's very
modern
smart.
problems require
That's
modern
just some wire
solutions.
and a piece of wood. Couple
Modern
of zip
problems.
ties.
Right. Ingenuity.
That's redneck and engineering right there.
And a battery.
All right, here we go. What is this one titled?
Skater dies, Sebastiano. Yeah, I remember that.
Boys invent ways to hurt each other constantly.
/ kill each other constantly, yes. Impaled somehow. Oh my word. Oh, scatter.
Oh, God.
I love the dude laughing.
I know, right?
The dude holding the camera laughing.
Very good. Instructions unclear.
What are you doing?
The TV's not working.
And why are you standing over there?
Because it said please stand beside.
Please stand by.
You know what, baby?
Well, he's obedient.
You're beautiful.
It's a good thing you're beautiful.
She's obedient.
Bless your heart.
Yeah, okay. All right, thank you.
It's a good thing you're beautiful, she says. Jesus Christ.
At least she's obedient.
Me, it's time to get dressed for school. 3-year-old. Okay, I'll have to do something first. The something. just this.
Climb the wall.
This is the something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sure. I just had to do something first. This one's also good. Did you?
Nice.
You saw the first bit, I think.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah,
I did. Funny.
Okay. And this one's also fabulous. And action.
Oh, this never works out. Oh.
And another great parent.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, but
Just
you don't understand.
Right laughing.
Yeah, but what you don't understand is that moments before that happened, that kid turned to his mom.
She told him you shouldn't do that.
No, well, not only that, but this kid turned to his mommy and said, "Can you film this, please, for me, mommy? Because I want to capture this on film." And she did what he asked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Just establishing that right now.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. This one's titled "Dad, I'm running away."
Okay.
Dawson, what are you doing?
You said you don't love me. I'm leaving.
Dawson, I never said I didn't love you.
Yes, you did.
I said turn off your PlayStation. It's time for bed. It's not the same thing.
Same thing.
You're gonna run away with a Minecraft sword and a skateboard. Come on, get back in here.
Minecraft sword and a skateboard.
Well, he's got transportation
I mean, he came
and
prepared,
security.
dude.
That's right.
Yeah,
Transportation
and security. Yep.
That's right. Holy shit.
Yep.
Or
So this is a tale of three things. This is a story in pictographs. So we have this, we have this, and then we have this. Ah!
Oh, somebody touched the peppers
Also,
and then
what
touched
this
their
is like?
eyes.
This is like stock. This is like stock photos, though. This is like
Yeah,
someone
they are.
needed this for like an advertisement or something.
Yep.
You know,
It's cayenne
like
peppers, which
what
is
is
funny.
that?
They're not even that spicy, but they're pretty
Yep.
spicy when you touch them.
You get them in your eyes, though.
I'm
Oh,
sure they would burn.
what is? Why does this look like the average GTA character?
Actually, it's a Buffalo
Like-
Bills fan.
Is it?
It's the average Buffalo Bills fan. Yeah. Minnesota Vikings.
Very good.
Yep. Detroit Lions. Probably the Lions.
All right, you ready? You ready for this one? The Lions. All right, and action.
Oh, make you want
Uh-oh.
to kick a fat kid at Kmart. You know what I'm saying? Praise God, baby.
Theo Vaughn. Like, look at the side. Look at it as a gator.
Oh,
that's
a big old gator.
Make you want to kick a fat kid at Kmart. You know what I'm saying? Praise God, baby.
Praise God. Made you want to kick a fat kid at Kmart. Theo Vaughn, what are you doing?
Rick Sola says the Jets. Yeah, I could see that.
The Jets. All right. What the dog doing?
King, what is this? What is this? Did you eat all the Pop-Tarts? What is this, King? Did you do this? Did you do this? Or was it you? Did you eat all the Pop-Tarts? Christian, did you eat all the Pop-Tarts? Or did you eat all the Pop-Tarts? Did you eat all the Pop? You ate all the Pop-Tarts.
They're not
Who
selling
ate
each other out. I like that. That's man's
Yep.
best friend right there.
Did you eat all the like? I love that verse.
Doggo.
Christian, did you eat all the Pop-Tarts? Or did you eat all the Pop-Tarts? Did you eat all the Pop? You ate all the Pop-Tarts.
Who ate all the Pop-Tarts?
Okay.
This one's just cute. Well, hi, Mr. Rat. I love you.
Oh, I'm going to choke you out. He's going for the submission move. You're going to submit to my cuteness. You're going to submit to my licking.
I mean, this feels somehow wrong. You know?
Well,
like,
hey.
Isn't this like your food? Like,
Hey,
Tom
man.
was not into Jerry that much.
Hey, man.
You know?
It takes all kinds, right? Oh, okay.
I guess.
Okay, dude. All right.
The cute.
I feel like we're invading on their privacy now. Okay, guys. Like, hey now. It's one thing when you're licking each other's heads. All right. Next. Like faces, folks, faces. Come on, stop. Oh, the monkey. Is that Bonan?
I don't know. I don't think it was banana.
Is that Bonan?
It was, I mean, it is a yellow flavored. I think they're like cookies or something.
Bonan cake?
You know?
Bonan
Yeah,
cake.
like, oh my God, this shit's the best.
No, it's survival of the fittest.
That's
is what
like
it is.
That's like after you pass the bong around when you've got Doritos, you know? Like,
Let's get in there and get
like,
shit. Muskrat
all
love.
the stoners are.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Fritos.
Monkey
They're
Fritos.
monkeys.
All right, what do we got here? A 2 bears, 1 cat. Oh, kitty. Fuck you, bear.
I ain't taking your shit.
Oh, fuck you. Like, all right, I'm fucking fine.
Damn.
Like,
he's too quick for the bear. He fucked that bear up.
Too quick. Yep.
And the bear would take one swipe and end him. Nice. Look at that. He's meeting his match. People say you don't look like your pets. Oh, he looks angry. Dude. Oh my god! Aww. What? It's one face. Oh my god. With the tongue at the end. That's great. Brilliant. Absolute. There's the people's eyebrow. People's eyebrow on top of it. Nice. There you go. The Rock says, know your damn role. I shot your mouth. What?
Wait, I might be able to. Hold on. If I can. I gotta go up for it. I can time this one. I had to make sure it's queued up. Hold on. Hold up.
Hey.
We're fucked.
Like it should be. I should be looking at it. Or I can just search. Not there.
What?
That might be why. Here, Control F.
What am I
looking for?
What? Huh?
Nothing.
We're frozen.
Nothing.
We are frozen.
No, we're not.
What?
No, we're not.
Oh,
I found it. Okay.
Let it go. Let it go. Okay. What? Apuro! Dude.
I tried to get that to line up. And his name is John Cena!
Oh, John Cena! John Cena! Damn. He does not like that cone.
He's got a reverse. He's got the reverse cone of shame.
He does not like that cone whatsoever. Yikes.
Yeah.
Hey man, at least they put it on you that way. Oh boy.
Would you?
Is this like the modern? Is this? Okay, this is like the version. Is this like the bar mitzvah chair that like your buddies lift you up in? The wedding? Oh no! Holy shit! Holy shit! He must be strapped in because he would go flying. What the fuck?
He's got a seatbelt. It's got a seatbelt.
I told you, he must be buckled in. And he's still fucking flying out. Yeah, he's like attached to the seat. Like, bro, that strap is lodged in his chest. Yeah, son of a bitch. Oh fuck. Get him down. Oh, good luck. Walk straight.
Oh
Watch
shit!
the road. Yeah, his balls too. Yep. Go ahead. Walk the line.
Walk the line. And they're off.
My word.
Like,
holy shit.
What is this is St. Patty's Day.
Happy St. Patty's Day. It's Gary Busey.
Fucking Gary Busey.
It's Gary Busey.
Why? Why does he look like that?
Oh my goodness. What? is happening here? Oh,
We're learning
no.
ventriloquism.
Oh,
Okay, this
well.
is week 1 of learning ventriloquism.
This is week 2 of learning ventriloquism. This is week 3 of.
Hey, not how I sound.
This is week 4.
You don't speak unless spoken to. This is week 7, and today I decided we're robbing a pharmacy.
Oh my god!
Friends don't let friends learn ventriloquism.
Dude! That guy's gonna be Joe Brogy. Dude, that's hilarious. Oh my word. No. Holy shit.
This is,
Dude, he was so
Osha's
bad at the
gonna be
start.
real happy with this one.
Oh no.
Don't try this at home, kids.
Oh my. What? Oh no.
Yeah, so
oh my god, you're so lucky.
So
you're lucky you didn't lose your
saw
hand.
stop.
Yeah, it is.
That's a saw saw. So it shoves the blade down when it like senses capacitance, right? Like if he didn't have that saw, his hand would be gone.
Yep.
Like
oh my
word. God.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, it's making me cringe just seeing it. Next.
So
okay. Pipes?
We
Is
found
crack
this
pipes?
in the Hunter Biden's Amazon purchases.
Reusable drinking straws. Oh my god, no. With a carb.
Yep.
With a carb.
With a carb. So
sure. Why not? New to
yeah,
Amazon.
we found this in the Hunter Biden.
Holy
yep,
shit,
new to
that's
Amazon.
really
That's what I'm
funny.
saying. Yep.
Now they're selling crack pipes on Amazon, folks.
Yes, they are. No, they're reusable drinking straws. I mean, it's not our fault Hunter Biden had them in his Amazon wish list, but you know, whatever.
We've ever had, dude. All right, you lost me about
Flula
halfway through. Flula.
You know,
I've seen these. Are these like piss?
I mean,
these,
just because you have the attention
Amazon,
of a goldfish.
is this an Amazon piss jug? I hope not.
No, this is like a Colt 40, like one of the in the glass bottle.
Okay.
Right, and if you look down there.
Yes, I see someone down there ready to catch it.
There's a guy. Yep.
But it's,
okay.
I don't
Pay
think it's gonna
attention.
make it to
Pay
him.
attention down there.
I don't think it's gonna make it.
In nomine Patri et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Oh. It ricochets off the thing and then hits him.
Yep.
Like
that's usually how it works.
Man cuts power to a music festival because he was denied entry.
Is love tonight. All I need is love tonight. Раз, два, три.
Oh. He cut the power. Now what happens? We'll never know.
Yeah.
Could you read this sign for me?
Sensor is broken. Just say it's burger time, and we'll be happy to take your order. Okay.
It's burger time, Randy.
Cheeseburger, Randy.
What else I got? This is only in Minnesota.
Is that Mount Clitoris?
It's just the card. Why they put that card up there? Huh?
Because.
Why they put that card up there?
Because it's gonna melt someday.
All right, you ready for this one? Oh, yeah. And action.
What? The fuck?
God,
Was that like
the
a
sound effects
tarantula?
on that were like,
Was that a tarantula?
yeah, it was like one of those fake tarantula. It was like the guy put it on him. Look,
Oh.
like he gave it a twist and everything.
Oh.
I think that's like all sounded like that's all Foley work. So how do you react? You're at the barbershop, this stuff happens.
Very classy. Bro. There you go. Oh, that's yeah. Somebody's gonna get smacked.
Oh god. Blindfold tag is the game. Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville, and this is Blindfold Tag.
What? Oh, you need a new fridge, a new stove, and a new back all at once.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's great.
And action.
Yeah, but that's cooking all.
These climate activists decided to break into a shipping yard and glue themselves to an oil tanker. They were advocating for the stop of all new fossil fuel production. But something the protesters didn't realize is that they glued themselves to a tanker full of vegetable cooking oil.
Vegetable cooking oil was what it was in there.
Yeah, that's not the right kind of oil, guys.
That's not the right kind of oil. Earl.
Oh no.
So
oh God, come on.
This is a mascot for vaccines in Brazil.
Oh my God, no.
Why?
Oh.
But why?
Dude, make
That's
it
what
go
it's
away.
supposed to be.
Please make it go away. Please, with the kid next to, please make it go away. I'm triggered. It's horrifying. That's horrifying. Oh my goodness. Oh, Hezbollah.
Hezbollah. Me trying to flirt after a year of no dating.
Wait, stop.
What?
Before everyone knows, before you start, so everybody knows the context, Reef loves him some Hezbollah. Okay?
I love Hezbollah.
It just makes him smile.
The best.
Okay.
So this guy is like actually like 23 years old.
Proceed.
I know he looks like he's a toddler. But anyway. Hey.
How you doing?
Hezbollah. That's it. That's just the video. Me trying to flirt after a year of no dating.
Yeah, and guess what? It gets a ton more visibility than any of our freaking videos. So I'm down with
I know.
Bro kills
like,
it.
Look at 8 million hits.
Bro kills it. By the way, like his brother is Khabib, the MMA fighter. Like he's famous.
Yeah, like
and wealthy.
The Dagestanis are crazy. He gets into it.
What is?
This is bungee classes. You can go do bungee. You ready?
Let's
get physical
with mom bodies.
Immediately no. I'm telling you right now. I seen what I needed to see.
That looks like
straight up.
That looks like what's her name from Bridesmaids.
Immediately, no. I'm telling you right now, I seen what I needed to see. Because I.
Hell no.
She shakes her head.
She's shaking her head. Hell no.
Like, hell no. Hell no.
Don't play politics, girl. Oh, you can guarantee. No, not here, gamer.
Boy's Life.
Okay.
The magazine. Now for Man's Life magazine. Like,
what the? Okay.
That's Man's Life.
Sure.
I don't know why we're fighting weasels, but we are. Like,
oh.
Anyway. Speaking of Man's Life.
We men need to use our hands when we pee, and then wash our hands. Very inconvenient. So, I invented this peeing aid. When we need to pee, we activate the switch. It will help us to hold it. We don't need to use our hands at all. It also helps us to shake a little. Very easy to use.
Very easy to use.
Yes.
I
Oh,
think
is that
that's
Uncle
like a
Roger?
literal clamp.
Is that Uncle Roger?
No.
It sounds like it.
No.
I love Uncle Roger.
All right, here we go.
Uh-oh. You're gonna need a spotter for this. Uh-oh.
Emotional damage.
Yes. No, that's physical damage.
That's physical damage. All right, I want you to tell me what you think. All right?
Do you know that there was an illegal gambling operation going on just down the street from where you live?
No. It was illegal. What is that? I ain't heard nothing about that.
No arrests have been made at this point.
Wait.
Do you know that there was an illegal gambling operation going on just down the street from where you live?
No. It was illegal. What is that?
Where's that at?
No arrests have
I ain't know nothing about that.
I gotta play that.
Where's that at? Do you know about that illegal gambling? No. Fucking like what?
Gamer says Uncle Roger's cool. I agree. Okay.
This guy was running the illegal gambling.
Real extra deuce. She about to turn to a fucking.
What?
Oh, that's what happens when you live in
Someone
Mama
translate
house.
that for us?
That's what happens when you live in Mama
Yeah.
house.
Oh, he was hitting those Michael Jackson. Like he was hitting those though for a second.
Oh yeah.
It's fucking morning. We got the Lolos.
Nothing gone wrong.
Uh-oh. That's taking out the stop sign.
Okay, ready.
No, it's stuck on the stop sign. Oh no.
The hop life is real hop.
The hop life is real hop.
What? Right into that street sign.
This is some redneck ingenuity if I've ever seen it. So this guy filled 2 trucks with dirt, right? And he's going to use it to stop a break in like the dam.
Up a dirt. What?
Ah! Show!
Stop right there, baby. Stop right
Yes,
there.
yes.
Yep.
Right there, yes.
Yep.
What?
Yep. He's just using that to stop. He literally has made a dam out of
trucks.
Rams. Yes.
A ram dam.
A ram dam.
You asked
It's a
for that,
ram
bro.
dam.
Dude, you asked for that.
Yeah. A ram dam. You did
Shankla.
it. You said it.
That's right, Rick. Shankla.
Chancla, Los Chanclas.
You did for what? North Science? Did you go to college? You did for what? North Science? Neuroscience. Okay, wow. I need your help. You went for North Science? No, brain science, idiot. Are you a brain surgeon? Okay, don't laugh at me like that. Did you notice everyone else is like, that's not what that is? Am I stupid? What is it? What do you do? Oh, you work on brains, just not human. What the f? What? Wait, are you working with aliens? I knew it. I knew it wasn't a balloon. What kind of brains? Mouse brains? Oh, no shit. Really? And what's going on up there with them?
How much?
Are they all like... That was a pretty good mouse. No, don't clap. Thanks, man. You started that. That was in... Red Shirt was like, you know what? That was a pretty good mouse. Thanks, man. I always love when people like when it applies to what you're actually doing, you know? But no, I'm serious. Like, I bet you went to college. Like, I'm gonna work on brains, and they're like, all right, cool. Here's the smallest one ever.
Here's the smallest one ever.
Nice. Who's that guy? What's his name? He's
I wish I
funny.
knew.
See,
Kick It Further is a pretty good mouse sound.
that was pretty good mouse sound. Take your upvote and get out of here. That's right. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Don't ever go to the Reddit comments. Come on. You know better than this.
Yeah, like,
You know better
yes,
than this.
but like occasionally they have the answer you want. This is called the hustle mindset.
If you saved $1 a day for a year, do you know how much money you'd have? Roughly $30,000.
If you're 25 and you and your friends don't meet,
You want to do the
What?
math on that?
Wait. Wait, what?
Saved $1 a day for a year, do you know how much money you'd have? Roughly $30,000.
Okay.
Do you want to tell her? Do you want to tell her? Or do you want to?
No. I want to.
and you and your friends don't meet up to day trade, how are you expecting to be?
I want her to buy my
You go to
house.
a restaurant and you're like, oh, what am I going to eat for dinner? Like, that's the wrong mindset. You should be thinking, how can I
No, I
buy
don't.
this
That's
restaurant?
poor-
Your
poor
mindset.
girl.
If women just stop getting lip injections for a year, what they save? 80K?
You need grit, determination, and a small loan from your parents.
I'm at the point where if someone came up to me and said,
Is that
"If
Emma
you slap your
Vigland?
mom, I'll give you $15 million.
Yeah.
I'd slap my mom. But I
No.
would not accept the
With the
15
dead
million,
eyes?
because, to be honest, that job experience
I
is
think it might
valuable on
be.
my resume.
They say, oh, I have property. How can I
I
make more
don't
money
think
on my
so.
property? It's simple. Like, buy little
Not
greenhouses,
her,
maybe
the
a
other
red
one.
hotel.
And instead of being innovative and building their passive income, people are
I don't
worried
think
about
her
going
either.
To jail. Really easy to not go to jail. Just roll doubles and you're done.
In life, you need to know who you are. Like, are you an iron? Are you a race car? Are you like a thimble?
Totally, and I'm at the point where when I go back to my hometown, people are like,
Are
how do I
you a
invest in money
thimble?
like you? How do I buy properties like you? Where'd you get that tiny little monocle from?
Wait.
Good advice. Good advice.
Brilliant.
Good advice. Terrible math. Good advice.
Brilliant.
So, would you buy these?
No. Oh!
Whoa.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm horrified already.
Whoa. Did something come out of my ear?
Holy shit, that's disgusting.
Ah!
Oh my god, I want to throw up. Well, it seems to work to flush it out, though. Holy shit.
So would you?
No.
Would you buy?
No. Gross. Gross.
This is from Thanks, I hate it.
Fucking gross. Oh, goodness. Yes, I've seen that mug.
Yeah, you're allowed to have that mug. You
I
get that mug.
certainly, I am a spreadsheet freak, so yes, I get that. Authority good to go.
All right, you
I
ready
don't know
for
if you
bangs?
noticed it at the bottom left corner, but it said authority good to go.
The good to go.
Okay, here we
That's
go.
a joke you would get, and I don't. All right, you know we end things here.
Nope.
And action.
Uh-oh. Back away. Wait,
it was the thing.
What the heck? Oh.
Watch. Look up here.
Yeah.
Then he like fucking drop kicks that
He
shit.
sure did with the double-footed drop kick. That was impressive. And then realizes that's not what fell.
Yep, that's not what blew up.
Damn, man.
So
that's good reflexes for an old gazer. Gazer.
I can't have a fake bang. We gotta have a real bang.
Okay,
and
I'm gonna back up.
This is the world's largest firecracker in Spain.
Whoa!
Oh,
boom,
dude!
It sounds like they just dropped a bomb in there.
Well, yes.
Effectively.
Nope, I wouldn't, says Gamer.
Well.
So, anyway, boats, everybody.
That was boats. Hey, you're not supposed to use that for that. That's a very specific sound.
That's what she said.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
I enjoy it.
Yep. So, all right, now Reef's getting all his sound bits out. Just don't hit me with that, bro. You just broke me. That was not fair. That wasn't cool. I wasn't ready for it. That was not right. And everyone may know and figure out what I'm talking about because Reef broke the indie for a minute, but
oh fuck! I can't believe you've done this.
Yeah,
we're fucked.
But
damn,
I do want to.
Son, where'd you find this?
I do want to say thank you to Jenna and Alex from United for East Palestine. I have all the links are in the description. They're in the Substack. They're everywhere you can possibly find them. Follow them on YouTube. Follow them on Twitter. Follow them. You can email them. Book them on your show. If you're an independent content creator and you're even not an independent, if you're just a content creator, book them, interview them, publish an article about this, talk about what's happening, talk about the toxicity. Please share this. Not enough people are talking about it. Thank you to Jenna Colby and to everyone in chat for sticking with us. Thank you so much to Rick and to everyone else. Appreciate that. Thanks to this guy sitting next to me over here for everything he does. And I'm gonna say, so this week, what do we have going on? Well, there's guys, you can now go to Bandcamp. I believe jessiejet.bandcamp.com, and you will be able to download the new Jessie Jet spoken word piece, which is and then the Sky Slam Shut. That would be today on the 20th of March on the first day of spring. Go to jessiejet.bandcamp.com and then the Sky Slam Shut. You'll be able to download the East Palestine piece that we played tonight on the show, as well as others. So please, and then tomorrow night we're going to have, or Tuesday night we're going to have an American Tradition, and we'll do a listening party through the whole thing. Tomorrow night, I believe, Crab and Chris, Bread and Circuses, they're going to have their show. I don't even know what topic they're talking about, but they're talking 9:15, 9:30-ish on INN tomorrow night. Tuesday night, we got Jesse. Wednesday night, we got INN News. And we'll see what happens. Of course, we'll be back next Sunday night for How Do We Miss That? A full 4 stories. But we did want to get this interview out. It was so important. And we'll have clips throughout the week for everyone. Thank you. Perfect. And, yep. Keep questioning everyone's motivations. Well, go ahead. You got something?
Hold on. Yeah, not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after next, the 29th, I want to say. Yes. Yeah. God, how did I remember that? That Robert Durden coming on INN News with us, so that'll be fun. That's our 1 year INN News anniversary, so check out that.
Also,
put that in your calendars.
If you have not seen our interview with Gordon Dimmack that we did last week, that was awesome. He was terrific. I mean, I love that man to death. Great success. Also,
it was very good.
Chris Legion just put out a new Substack over at INN, as well as chrislegion.substack.com, talking about the U.S. crumbling empire. I encourage everyone to give that a good read, too, and to go say hi and drop him a chat and comment. And
try it out, man.
Yeah, man. So, again, I'm going to say to everyone, keep questioning everybody's motivations, which we do every week. And, also, before I go.
You're terrible at this.
I know. Popular Resistance and everyone from yesterday, from the rally and from the anti-war protest. Big Mad Crab was there representing INN. We put out a Substack with all of the speeches that he recorded, and there were about 10 of them. So check out indienewsnetwork.substack.com, and you'll be able to see all the different speeches that he recorded. Eugene Purier and Margaret Kimberly and Jill Stein and Margaret Flowers, as well as Medea Benjamin. And there was a whole display and demonstration put on. They marched from the White House and
Amalia Shatella.
Yep, it was the chairman was there. Outstanding event, really well organized, and we are anti-war, and we will share and amplify anti-war protests. So, again, now that I gave that final shout out to Crab, and he of course designs all our thumbnails and everything else, he's great. Follow linktr.ee/bigmadcrab. Give him a follow. Now I'm going to say keep questioning everyone's motivations, and night, everybody.
Keep listening to what little birds have to tell you. Good night, fam.
I think I liked it better being blind, when I couldn't read between the lines, and when I couldn't see the cracks in the structure that lay bare before me the whole time. I think I liked it better back when I suspended disbelief and swallowed pride. I thought I knew the difference in the red from the blue, but they both bleed us so dry. They both bleed us so dry.
My favorite songs don't hit the same way. I get to the end of a 4-minute track and I'm only looking back thinking, what did they actually